Hi guys, how are you? I hope you're well. I am well myself. My name is Wanyiha Jindut, for those we haven't met, and I've been doing this series on altars, okay? And so I'm just covering a lot, and I'm using my story and my family story, okay? Because this is like a case study, yeah? Everything that could go wrong in the house of the Israelites was happening in our homes, okay? We were under affliction, and because of that, so much was being reflected, yeah? So when curses are sent to you, they come as a package, okay? So what will you notice? A lot of anti-marriage spirits, contesting every marriage that comes around, and with it poverty, a lot of poverty. You will see whatever money you come into is wasted and gone. Just so much confusion, yeah? There were times, yeah, okay, that the Israelites as a people would be like that, yeah, would seem to be like that, okay? So they would have land that is not profitable. They would have, like in Joel, times when the caterpillars, the worms and everything would eat from their land, okay? Now you see, everything that God has taught us about these people is that they were, they would work with their hands, but they also had land that produced, yeah? So a lot of times they would be growing crops and all of that, and they would harvest. So much even of the parables you see that Jesus is teaching from, he's teaching about, sowing, harvesting, all of that, okay? So every land, yeah, every land that you come into, and every land would be a marriage, okay? Every land, whenever we Africans got married, would be given a piece of land to till, okay? And some animals, and these animals now, when it comes to marriage, it would be the wife's family now gaining more from the boy's family, okay? And now when the girl goes into the home of this family, she would till the land, her and her daughters, okay? So that it becomes productive, yeah? And then the man would continue now multiplying. And so that is how, like a barter trade kind of situation, yeah? But now, because we fell off from God, yeah, and went our ways, it would be like our girls are giving themselves away for free. And when they come into this home, they are attacked. They go through a lot of things. It would be like that, marriage contract in Joshua 9, when they become slaves, yeah? But now when it comes to a people who are chosen, these people will fight back, yeah? It will be like, I know I have a blessing in me. I cannot be a slave, okay? I will not submit to it. Anybody who submits just so that they can profit from whatever is coming in is a counterfeit, okay? A true wife carries a blessing, and this will torture her until it comes out, okay? And now it may look like something from Hosea, okay? Do you ever wonder what would happen if God, advised one of your brothers to marry like Hosea did? Do you imagine what your parents would say? How much you guys would fight her, because she comes in as a prostitute? Sometimes God will show you that is the condition of you people. That is the condition of your land. You have prostituted everything. You have prostituted my name and all that pertains, okay? So imagine as a vessel that you're this woman, okay? And now perhaps you're standing in your pride and all of that, yeah? And it turns out even the children that you have to bear will fall under certain names. Do you understand? It is crazy. So there was this marriage that, my people, and I kept telling my people as they're telling me about this girl, wasn't I like that? And, they may, okay, I knew I wasn't like that, especially when I came to understand the magnitude, yeah? So there was a way that I had to be as the vessel that God was choosing me so that I could be acceptable, yeah? Even though I came through a child, I came into this home through a child, or because of a child, okay? God used a child to knit us together. But this girl, she came in for her qualities, okay? Which now later turns like to be like a monster, okay? To a point where now I'm being thrown, all the cases being thrown to me. Like, you chose this girl, you supported her, we told you all of these things that she's doing wrong, you did not listen. And I'm like, it is not her, it is the altars in this family that are torturing her, okay? And The women in the family cannot see this sometimes, but we are just as bad because we come from this home, okay? So we are so bad in so many ways. It is only by God's grace sometimes when we are captured early and taken under somebody else's protection. God will do that when he's fighting evil altars, okay? And so you later you'll be like, oh, I used to be so pretty. I used to, all this, but now even your beauty is contested. Yeah. When you're attacked, it's your beauty that is contested. Everything becomes so hard for you. Everything, because you're under a curse, similar to Eve. You remember how Eve was told, every child you bear will come through so much pain. And the man was told, every one of your toil will be so difficult. You will only get by the sweat, of your brow. But then again, God still curses the land. Okay. So not only do you struggle to till the land, it still won't bring as much. Okay. So no profit in this home. No, ease in childbearing. Okay. Let me tell you what the flip side would be. Do you see how people give birth nowadays? It is made so soft, so easy for the lady. They take away the baby she's cared for, yeah, because she can afford it. Or she's in this land where she gets that for under insurance or something like that. Even the people back in the land also get that through insurance, which means you have arrived at a certain level, where you actually find some kind of blessings through your hard work, okay? Because a good man, whether under a curse or not, will still be able to profit or give some comfort. You may struggle with other things, but some things that come as a blessing are actually attainable. Okay? Now, in Ezekiel, he's explaining that this proverb that used to exist with the Israelites, where they used to say, the fathers have eaten sour grapes and the children have their teeth set on edge, yeah? It meant that the curse, the disobedience of the fathers will reach the children as a curse up to the 3rd and 4th generations. And now Ezekiel would say, this now doesn't have to be this way, because the Lord is able to bless the man who does right, okay? So even under a curse, if it is Ezekiel 18 and verse 2, okay? So if the man, is submitted to God, perhaps because they see all the pain, as a young person you're watching, and that is the power given to this young person, and they're like, I don't want your music, I don't want your taste in clothes, I don't want this, I don't like how mom prays all the time, but when she comes up, she's cursing us, yeah? Yes, they may not understand that mom is under a lot of pressure. She has struggled. She has gone through a lot of things. What they're challenging the mom to do is resist the devil, okay? Resist the devil. Step out of those traditions. Partner with God and he will set you free. This same God who has set this generation free. Do you understand? But now the mom is struggling. She wants this youth. She wants this vitality, But she did not do right with God. Instead, she came into agreement with these altars. Do you understand? Now, I'm not condemning any mom. I'm just saying that is the spirit that is, putting you pressed down, because instead of faith, you're using control, okay? So you want to control your children. You want to control your husbands. If you do have some. If it's not the husbands, you come into agreement with all your sisters, all of who perhaps have come back home. So you guys are in agreement, yeah? And you're now operating in these altars. Anything that does not look like your spirit is sent out to die, okay? And now God, because of his mercy, sometimes will send a person who is actually coming to save this home. That person will go through too much to bear, and only God can rescue them, okay? Only God can show what his plan was from the beginning. And all of you will be a witness that not one step did she escape. She went through it all, okay? And now we see why we also need to change, okay? So all these things will happen. It will be your neighbor, your hypocrite, who is laughing in your face, playing in your face, telling you, oh, things are okay. You guys don't worry. God is going to set you free. And they know what they're doing in the darkness, yeah? It will be that woman playing in your face, yeah? Knowing that they want to, to come into the blessings that you have worked hard for, okay? Now, under the curses in Deuteronomy 28, there's a curse spoken about. You will engage a girl and another man will lay with her. You will build a house and other people will occupy. This happens now when the generations are continuing under a curse, okay? And when that happens when a man is taken away, from his wife, even though the wife was like, oh, he is my husband, he's my legal husband. I have the certificate, but he's taken away because they can, okay? They're stronger than you. They're following legality. So anything you say can be used against you because you're operating under a curse. But now when God wants to set you guys free because you've been in a slumber, you were numbed, you were put to sleep all this time, okay? And God allowed it because he knew at the right age, yeah, he will raise this generation that would fight. And they will be the truth tellers. They will be the ones to explode these secrets, yeah? Because so many homes have been operating under secrets, okay? The aunties are like, and they know even the one they are winking at, they will be speaking against this one, and so on and so forth. Big Mama knows that she's not living right. She's allowing, all sorts of things to happen to the children, especially to the daughters, They're exposing them to so much evil, yeah? They will accept that because they are like, what happens? What happens? We have to survive. What are you telling us? We have to survive, okay? Anyway, I want to read from Hosea and how he was told because of the situation in Israel, he has to go marry this woman. Okay, the Lord gave this message to Hosea, son of Beeri, during the years when Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah were kings of Judah, and Jeroboam, son of Jehoash, was king of Israel. Hosea's wife and children. When the Lord first began speaking to Israel through Hosea, he said to him, go and marry a prostitute, so that some of her children will be conceived in prostitution. This will illustrate how Israel has acted like a prostitute by turning against the Lord and worshipping other gods. So Hosea married Gomer, the daughter of Diblaim, and she became pregnant and gave Hosea a son. And the Lord said, name the child Jezreel, for I am about to punish King Jehu's dynasty to avenge the murders he committed at Jezreel. In fact, I will bring an end to Israel's independence. I will break its military power in the Jezreel Valley. Soon Gomer became pregnant again and gave birth to a daughter. And the Lord said to Hosea, name your daughter Loruhamah, not loved. For I will no longer show love to the people of Israel or forgive them, but I will show love to the people of Judah. I will free them from their enemies, not with weapons and armies or horses and charioteers, but by my power as the Lord their God. After Gomer had weaned Loruhamah, she again became pregnant and gave birth to a second son. And the Lord said, name him Lo-Ami, not my people. For Israel is not my people, and I am not their God. Yet the time will come when Israel people who will be like the sands of the seashore, too many to count. Then at the place where they were told, you're not my people, it will be said, you are children of the living God. Then the people of Judah and Israel will unite together. They will choose one leader for themselves, and they will return from exile together. What a day that will be, the day of Jezreel, when God will again plant his people in his land. In that day, you will call your brothers Ami, my people, and you will call your sisters Ruhamah, the ones I love. Okay? And we see now charges of an unfaithful wife, and now bring charges against Israel, your mother, for she is no longer my wife, and I am no longer her husband. Tell her to remove the prostitute's makeup from her face, and the clothing that exposes her breast. Otherwise, I will strip her naked. I will strip her as naked as she was on the day she was born. I will leave her to die of thirst as in a dry and barren wilderness, and I will not love her children, for they were conceived in prostitution. The mother is a shameless prostitute and became pregnant in a shameful way. She said, I'll run after other lovers and sell myself to them for food. Now I need you to read all of that, especially if you feel afflicted. But on chapter 3, I just want to start a little and tell you, then the Lord said to me, go and love your wife again, even though she commits adultery with another lover. This will illustrate that the Lord still loves Israel, even though the people have turned to other gods and love to worship them. So I brought her back for 15 pieces of silver, had to buy her back, and 220 liters of barley and a measure of wine. Then I said to her, you must live in my house for many days and stop your prostitution. During this time, you will not have sexual relations with anyone, not even with me. So consecration, yeah? This shows that Israel will go a long time without a king or a prince and without sacrifices, sacred pillars, priests, or even idols. But afterwards, the people will return and devote themselves to the Lord and to the Lord their God and to David's descendant, their king. And in the last days, they will tremble in awe of the Lord and of his goodness. Okay? And so we see that not only is God able, he will command it, that someone will marry a girl, and you will think, oh, this girl will, will fear us. She will tremble when she sees us. She will be what we want her to be. And she ends up this way, because God has commanded it. We did not know when this girl is getting married, the things that she will say or do, okay? All we know is that, at some point, she had to be set aside. Now, I'll tell you something, because I'm trying to hint, because I'm still not comfortable talking about people, even though I am, okay? So in the time before I went home, yeah, I had gotten, of course, gifts for people. It is the first time I'm going home, okay? And now I kept thinking, because my aunt was my best friend, how I would spend time with these children, spend many, many days together. It is to them that I was going, okay? I would, talk with them, paint with them, color with them, read with them, okay? And I was going to spend so much time on this. But now I come home, and me and the kids, actually the first kid that was born then, I couldn't see. I heard that he's, at the in-laws, okay? So the girl's mom. And these are the kids I could not connect with for the life of me. And I kept asking, what is it, God? What is it? Why can't I connect with these children? And this girl had told me that she's being accused of having kids out of wedlock, okay? So I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening here, but I really want to connect, okay? Time is going to run out. I have very little time here. A month, we were even lucky, okay? So anyway, I'm dishing out gifts. More corals are coming. Oh, she took all the gifts, all of that. A character I had not seen before, but it's being exposed, yeah? But me, I'm worried, why can't I connect with these kids? And even the time I was buying clothes, I wanted to order clothes, and I realized the time I wanted to now, because I kept looking, what clothes do I want that, will be so, just stand out, yeah? And I couldn't see. So by the time I'm thinking I should order clothes online, they didn't come on time. So, I had like very negligible gifts. Knowing me, the plan that was in my mind, I was like, okay, so maybe I'll research later and just send clothes. I couldn't, okay? And now it's very easy for people now to live in secret and defend themselves every day, okay? You're doing that to cover yourself because of your ego, because you do not know that it was altars all the time. The problem was all these altars speaking against you. These were witchcraft altars, okay? Altars erected through witchcraft. Now, one of the things I saw while I was in St. John's is that all our names, all our pictures, yeah, were pinned on a certain altar. Okay? Now, I saw that, and I saw who was responsible for that, and I saw them being taken to church. Okay? They're following one of the people who was always just chased after God and seemed like they're not finding him. Yeah. Now this person was leading them to church, but I see that the altar they came from, our photos are pinned there. Yeah, on red sticks. All of our altars there, and as shocking as it was very hard to believe. Now, I would later see this lady at my job in St. John's, yeah? And whatever I tried to do, she would be like, she didn't make it well, and she's yelling to the manager, she didn't make it well, just wait, I will make another. And I'm like, okay, so this is too much, okay? You're not supposed to do this, yeah? And I would see another family that I had worked with at my job asking for foods that we don't make there, yeah? And they were so mad at me that I couldn't get this food. So they were demanding something that I couldn't give, okay? They're demanding it from me, all right? And so... all this is very interesting. I just want to put you to put pins in all these places that you don't seem to understand, okay? Now, I would later see, just before we left St. John's, I would come from a certain road where if I'm walking home, I see my house all the way, okay? And so I'm walking towards my house. My house and Hannah's house are attached. It's a duplex, yeah? And I see my house now being blown and flying over Hannah's house like that, like it's no longer there. And so I'm shocked. My house is flying away. What am I supposed to do? And I can see that, you know, these are wooden houses, yeah? So from where the wood reaches, it's blown away, and I see just the foundation, okay? And now I am approaching this area now, hurrying, you know, like crying, screaming, my house, I'm screaming, my house is being blown away. And I'm thinking, this is the St. John's wind, yeah? But I see now this lady that was still at my job coming this way. And she's telling me like it's an explanation. Stop shouting. Don't you see your house had no foundations? Okay, so I'm like, wow, how is she the one to tell me that my house, how did she discover that? Okay, now these are the people who had gone and seen all of us, yeah, through the mirrors, through all these altars, and knew that they could spoil some things, okay? So you would wonder, why did we have to do this very, very long journey? It is because through idol worship, through witchcraft, by the time I'm reaching St. John's, which was never in the plans, I was never supposed to reach there. They could not fight my husband because, you know, my family altars could not keep him back. You understand? He's operating on a different altars, okay? They could not stop him, but still had to take 7 years for him to be tried and knitted with this girl, so that wherever he goes, yeah, he will always be neat, okay? And it will be a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. Do you understand? So I will explain these things when I come down. I will explain in details, yeah? I still know I'm at a very high, okay? But I'm trying to come down. Yeah, this thing, you can't keep it down. You know how David danced until his clothes tore? I'm trying to just dance and away the energy. But all I'm saying is, you know, a lot goes into a marriage. So when you're trying to break a marriage and you can't, no matter what power you use, then just know this thing was neat, okay? It is not, it's not by accident that the chosen one takes too much before they come into a thing. It is because God is putting all these things together in motion, okay? Now, at the risk of sounding arrogant, yeah, I'm not saying my husband cannot be taken away or something cannot happen, you know, but I am telling you, the wife who is now facing perhaps some challenges when he thought, I only came here for love, nothing else, and now even I came for love. Did I demand anything? No. So why am I being tested like this? You came for love because of your clean heart, yeah? You came to build. You came to bring your blessing in this home, yeah? And now you find that you're facing poverty, you're facing some things, yeah? Let me tell you, God is working it out and he's on your side, okay? At the height of your blessing, where now you're coming to this place where you're expanding, let me tell you, the house you built will not be given to another, okay? So these are promises from God himself. The blessings that he gives you are not transferable to another, okay? So build faithfully, and now God wants you to calm down. These houses that I've mentioned that have been going to just get, let me tell you, that is empty toil, okay? The land is not blessed that you're pursuing, okay? Because you cannot get from where you're not planted. It is only through you, through the blessing inside, that God wants to expand you, okay? So what was I saying? Yeah, so they went ahead and spoiled this place for me so that if by any chance I ever venture there, nothing will work, okay? And my house, I will not be able to dig in the roots. And that is how we stayed just 1 year in this place, okay? But now all this journey is about to be revealed after I come back from Kenya. But that is now what I saw when I went to Kenya. And now when I came back, I was just fighting, okay? Not even knowing that I came into agreement here. So I would fight, especially because at some point I could see the first child of this couple, and there was instant connection. There was, I want to carry this baby. I'm so troubled. Why are you looking like this? Why are you not growing? You know, a lot of things. And while I may not come as close, because this house has, you know, its owners, you know, I know this is my child. This is our child, okay? This is, and that is how sometimes you see some people cannot connect. Now, in the next video, I will explain why even inside a home that where there's a father, mother, you know, and the children, as long as as long as there's even a trace of these curses, such that you've not fully come out of it, there will be struggle, okay? I will explain. I don't want to give, you know, an alert, what is it called? A sneak peek into that. It is very, very crucial, okay? So I would find myself now when I come back, I'm praying over this child. I'm crying, you know, it is so heart-wrenching. You know, and I'm wondering why. Is it because he's the firstborn? Is it because I met him before I left, or what is it? Yeah. And so God now would usher me, you know, this place where I was told, you know, I didn't even think I had God tell me to leave this place. But when I left now, he was bringing me after consecration, after living and doing what you said you will do, read scripture and all of that. You're being emptied of everything that, you know, you thought was valuable. Yeah. All this corporate mambo jumbo is being set aside. God is removing anything that is controlled by the new gods. Yeah. And the, you know, positioning and all the practices of that establishes these places. I don't even know, because I didn't start with explaining that. I will just hint at that. We'll get into it, yeah. But all I'm saying, for this new land to be able to provide, you know, employment and all of that, and for all of us to run, we are running from God's original plan, which was for a home that, you know, produces so many blessings, so that when our children go, they will expand and they will be blessed, okay? Some people are operating in that, but for the homes that know that they're operating under a curse, sit and listen, because God is revealing it all as he ushers the next generation into blessings, okay? A lot of parents are cursing the Gen Zs as they begin to operate. They do not know that this is the 5th generation, okay? It's supposed to step into blessing. But because they are haughty and they've not been trained in the ways of the Lord, they are going to give you the most grief. The only thing you can do for your Gen Z child is bless and do not curse, okay? Because what you're bringing, the spirit of old, the conditioned spirit, the spirit that you came into when you were numbed, so that you no longer know that by casting your child, you're casting yourselves and your generations, okay? So you keep provoking this child, and this is the chosen child. You know, whenever they speak in turn, whenever they do not honor you, you come and do what? Curse, and your curse will be illegal because you actually brought this child forth, okay? Allow me to stop there, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.